I said, you could go on Saturday when the magistrate appears on Saturdays. Sometimes they'll appear for half an hour or two, and when they do, I said, then just have an audience. Bring the guy's mom down there. I said, you need him back on the phone because, you know, I have work. He's my property, and I need him to do some work for me. So it was funny when we first went into town. We went right there to the sheriff's department to the jail to see if they'd bond the guy out, because the guy just had a DUI, like a joint, and nothing really amazing. And they basically let him go on his own recognizance. So then what happened? So let him go on his own recognizance. So they had him do a CAST thing. It's like a community action, whatever, you know. It's a program, you know, like people on who they let go on their own recognizance kind of stuff.
So you got to do community service?
Yeah. So he said that he'd go to them and attend them, and then he didn't go to them, and he didn't attend them. So obviously they vote them, you know, they violated probation. Terms and condition of, you know, release. So since he did that, he's been sitting in jail. He's been sitting in jail, you know, waiting for the next hearing. The next hearing would be in August 28th. So I went down to the sheriff's department. They said he's not rescheduled to have another hearing until November 28th. August 28th.
Man.
Yeah. So what was funny is,
so you get no bail, no bond, no nothing.
Yeah. So what was funny is he said, well, I got some bondsmen that I'm friends with downtown. I said, do you know any bondsmen downtown? He says, oh yeah, fix their air conditioners. They know who I am. So we went to this nice fancy bondsman office, and the bondsman called it up on the computer. He said, nope, he doesn't have a hearing until the 28th, no bail, no bond until then. I said, that's bull. He's like, what? I said, tell this man it's bull. I said, because you could ask for a bail bond hearing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as often as you want. You know, you just go in front of the magistrate, and you tell him you want the magistrate to appear, and you just tell the magistrate that you want a bail, you want a bond hearing, you want it now. So the bondsman said to him, said, well, that's right, you could always go get a lawyer, and you could always get a lawyer to ask for a bail hearing, a bond hearing.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm just going to mute out. Yeah, is that just you, Dan, making that noise? If it's you, you know, that's fine.
Oh, no, that was just me coming inside the door. I'm on the porch.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
That's all.
So I said to the bondsman, the bondsman, tell this man the truth. Tell this man that, yes, your friend can post bail at any time. Don't tell him this nonsense that his hearing isn't scheduled until the 28th and he has to wait. I said, tell him the truth. And he says, okay, fine. He said, yes, he could get a bail or bond at any time he wants. But he said, just go get a lawyer, and a lawyer will set up a hearing for a bail or bond hearing. I said, baloney. I said, you know, him or his, I said, you, his mom, anybody. I could walk in there and I could say, hey, I want to post bond for this man. I want a bail hearing for this man. You know, like you see that on movies sometimes. You see the guy come out of, like Eddie Murphy coming out of prison. He says, who bailed me out? And then they have the two brothers, you know, in that Trading Places movie that said, oh, we bailed you out. We bonded you out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So anybody could walk into court and say, hey, where's the magistrate? Hey, I want to bond this guy out.
Hey, Karl,
like,
did he go before the magistrate since he came in there?
So then what he did is on Saturday, he got the guy's mom, who's like 70 years old, the guy who's in jail is like 50, 51. So he said to the guy brought the guy's mom down to the sheriff's department. That's what I said to, the man's name is Dennis. That's what I said to Dennis. I said, the magistrate will appear 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning every day at the sheriff's department at the jail, and he'll process all the paperwork, like the people who got arrested the night before for like DUI or fighting in a bar or something like that. And he'll do arraignments. I said, so just go find out. I said, obviously he's going to have a special room. Obviously, you know, you walk into the sheriff's department and they're going to have the jail, and they're going to have a special room for the arraignment hearings. Just ask them where the arraignment hearing room is and just sit inside. And just wait until they're basically done. And then approach the magistrate and say to the magistrate, hey, I need you to post bail. I need you to post so we can post a bond for, your friend, Brad. So he said they were just giving runaround Saturday by the sheriff's department saying, oh, we don't know where the magistrate is. And they said, well, what room is he in? He said, well, he's not in that room right now. We're not sure where he is. And they said, well, call him up because we want to see him. And it's like, well, no, we're not going to call him up.
Wow.
So what I said, my sister brought a good point. She said, hey, why don't you just say to them, hey, you're interfering with our right to access the court. This court is open 24/7. And she said to, and that was a good thing. My sister brought it up to me. I said, oh, that's right. So you ask the person who told you no, and they say to them, what's your name? I said, my name's Officer Susie. Okay, well, so Susie, like, what's your badge number? I said, what? Because you're interfering with my right to access the court. This court is open 24/7. If I want to see the magistrate right now, you have to tell the magistrate, you have to bring the magistrate to me. And the magistrate has to talk to me. Because, like, under the 8th Amendment of the Constitution says no excessive bails. And no, so the same thing with fines or bails. You have to let somebody have bail. The only people that aren't really allowed to have bail in this country, and sometimes they still are people who are charged with murder crime. Everybody else has got to be allowed bail. There's nobody else that's not allowed bail. So he said, I said, you know what? I'm way down here in Terre Haute. I'm like 250 miles away from you folks. I'm not driving back up there on Saturday. I said, I'll see you guys, early next week. And if you guys can't figure out how to do this on your own, and you guys are 50 years old, 70 years old people, I said, that's pretty sad. I said, but you see if you guys can handle this on your own without me having to come up there and hold your hand and do it. Well, it's pretty simple. When the court opens up on Monday, there's going to be tons of magistrates floating around. They're usually wearing black robes. Usually. They don't have to be, but they can. Or they could just be walking around just like normal people. Sometimes, like I said, at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you need a magistrate to come in, they'll wake up some lady who happens to be the librarian in town. It's just like, fine, I'll be the magistrate too. I'll come in and I'll do whatever you need me to do. So you see what I'm saying? You don't have to be a judge. You don't have to be a lawyer to be a magistrate. They could ask you, Dan, to be a magistrate of that town. I said, look, when somebody needs a vehicle searched at 3:07 a.m. for drugs coming down I-40, we're going to call you up, or you guys are on I-40 up there, 85, I-85.
Yeah, no, you're right,
you guys,
40 and 85.
Right. Yeah. When you guys are up there on 85, man, we're going to need a warrant signed to go call a magistrate. And they're going to say, hey, Dan, we need you to, will you be willing to wake up at 3 o'clock and I want to come down here and rubber stamp this thing for us so we can open up this guy's car? It's like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll be the magistrate. That's what the magistrate is. This isn't rocket science, man.
Yeah, that's how they are here, Carl. They don't, when you talk about the court 24/7, I say 24/7 because it's always open, because there's always, always bringing people in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And they're like regular people. They don't wear black robes here. They walk around like civilians. They're like, plain clothes.
Right, because that's what it is. It's almost all administrative now. There's no black robe ones anymore.
Right.
Like I said, when you see my friends who judges, they just wear suits and ties. They ask me to be a hearing officer, I just wear, a nice, a nice shirt and a nice pair of pants. That's all.
You wear jeans. They won't even see that. You'll be behind the bench anyway.
Yeah, well, it's just like a table. It's almost just like walking into VFW hall and, just sitting around a table, man. It's just, it's pretty silly. There's nothing really amazing about this stuff anymore. It's all hearings, man. So, yeah, like I said, that's their agenda. I said to them to see if they can handle that. I said, look, if you guys can't handle it, believe me. I said, go find an attorney down there. I said, you folks have lived there your whole entire lives. So go find an attorney, say, look, we'll give you $300. Go down to the courthouse, ask for a hearing, ask for a bail hearing, ask if we can postpone, and just do that for us. Look, we'll give you $200, $300, $400. Just, don't do all the other charges in this case, like the DUI and the pot possession. Just do the bail hearing. Say, all we need you for is that. The rest of the stuff we'll take care of ourselves. But what was happening with these folks is this has been going on for a couple of years. Yeah, they've been taking care of themselves all right. They've been doing all this, A for B, OID, I'm a Sixth Amendment thing. All kinds of nonsense, man. And it's like, oh, man, you guys just got to stop. Just relax. Just relax, man. You guys are making way too much out of this. It's just DUI. Or it's just, driving without a license or driving with a license revoked or something like that. I said, this stuff is pretty simple. I said, just make it clear that you've done no harm. and that, you know, without an injury or harm or financial loss or loss. What are you guys trying to drag me into court for? Bring me into your party, and I'll compensate them. Until then, leave me alone. Thank you for helping me get off the street when I was drunk. But other than that, you know, you want me to charge me for housing me that night, $35-50 at the local county jail? That's fine, thank you. You know, but other than that, I don't require any of your services. You know.
So what happened with him, Karl?
That's what happened.
Oh, okay. So he didn't get out?
Well, they said the sheriff's department on Saturday morning.
Oh gosh.
So they just kept saying, oh, you don't know where the magistrate is. Like, oh, he's in the building somewhere, but we're not sure where he is. He said, well, bring him up here. So we talked. Said, no, we can't find him, and no, we're not gonna. So, like I said, we forgot to say, hey, Susie Cupcake Deputy, who won't find you, who won't find him. What's your name? Yeah, you telling me you won't help me bring the magistrate when I say I require the magistrate to be here now? Are you telling me that you're telling me no, you public servant? Are you trying to tell the public no? That you're not going to serve me? What's your name? And then make a claim against it. And then that nonsense will stop. And the next person comes in and says, hey, I need to see the magistrate. Those damn deputy will get off her ass and she'll go get him. Right. But it ain't going to stop until you folks know and say, hey, you know, are you interfering with my right to access this court? Yes or no? Well, yes, I guess I am. Well, good. What's your name? I will make a claim against you. And then just make a little 1-sentence, 2-sentence claim. Not this Yankee Doodle dandy nonsense, man. 10,000 picture claim. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Karl, so listen, so did he see the magistrate when he got arrested?
What's that?
Did he see the magistrate when he got arrested?
Oh, I don't know. That happened back in 2011. They've been filing tons of paperwork. I mean, this is ridiculous. Even the bondsman said that. They said that this chicken shit nonsense, man, the guy hasn't even gone to court yet. I think it hasn't even gone, like, to trial yet. This is ridiculous. They're fighting over jurisdiction. That's all they're doing. Saying, you know, identify the person. They're doing all that stuff. Identify the person, the jurisdiction. They're challenging all that stuff. It's like, look, man, just make a claim in your own court.
Right.
You know, stop thinking of these people with your code.
He's been locked up that long?
No, he's been locked up since May because he wouldn't go to this community access thing. See, he signed a piece of paper saying he would go, and then he didn't go. I said, so you're a dishonorable man. I said, your buddy's in jail because he's a dishonorable man. I said, I don't care what 308 he puts on there. I don't care what NA he puts on there. I don't care if he puts under the rest under that. They might think that's his fucking name. They might think that's his name. They might think his name is 308. You know, he might be the artist formerly known as Prince. He might have some crazy symbol. They don't know. All they know is they saw that man. They could witness and said, hey, all I know is I saw him scribble something on a paper, man, and I could bear witness that he put his mark on that paper. Now, whatever that mark was, we don't care. So I told him, I said, I don't care what mark you put on the paper. Within the next 2-3 days, you better have something back in that court and say, oh, I got buyer's remorse, man, and I want to rescind my signature based upon these beliefs that now I've been made aware of after the signature. I got buyer's remorse, and I can't consent or comply any further to that agreement we made. You're going to have to release me of our agreement. Everybody knows it's universally accepted. You got 3 days to redeem it. You got redemption. You can get the hell out of that, and you could just say, hey, you know what? I want to make another offer, another terms and conditions, because now I don't have a gun pointed at my head. How about we do it this way instead? Right. And then they have to give you a counter offer, or they say no, and then they're dishonorable. And then there is no more debt between you and them. They can't move any further against you. It's over. It's pretty simple stuff, man.